right, now it's time to get down to the brass tacks, baby. Get down to the information, to the knowledge, because this is why we gather, okay? For anybody that comes across this live and y'all hear us in here playing music, having fun, this is not a club, okay? This is a classroom, all right? A classroom / club. All right. We like to raise the vibrations a little bit, bring the good energy into the building. But man, we are nerds, man. We are into learning. We are into information. All right. So shout out to everybody that showed the love, everybody that gifted it up, my gifting goddesses, the big MVP in the building, Pink and Gigi, they co-MVPs. They putting the team on their back, man. Come on with it. So shout out to the family, man. So yesterday, we covered some big pieces of information yesterday. Now, what I want everybody to understand is what we are doing is we are getting a chance to embrace the antediluvian and post-diluvian history that mainstream left out. Mainstream didn't tell us about no life before the flood. They told us, I mean, it had to be some life before the flood because Noah was the only one that supposedly survived the flood. That's what mainstream say, right? The Sumerian tablets showed us something different, okay? That Noah was not the only survivor of what we call the Great Flood. But yesterday, like I say, we covered some big things. The Tower of Babel, the creation of the Tower of Babel, the dispersing of the people in the languages. We got a chance to see what that was. And like I told y'all, they've been teaching y'all from the perspective of Sky God. That's what I call it the Sky God perspective, right? So this booming voice Sky God, and you know, their whole perspective is it's Sky God and it's us, right? And what we teach in here is that what we perceive to be a Sky God was nothing more than these Anunnaki people, okay? And they were not gods. They were people from another planet, more advanced beings that had the ability to travel between the celestial bodies. So it's hard for us to fathom that. It's hard for us to fathom that some people could come from another planet, set up a civilization, have some effect on us. It's hard for people to fathom that. They would rather believe in the Sky God theory because it's easier to believe that. I don't know how, but it's easier to believe in the Sky God theory. So they tell us that, oh, you know, the Tower of Babel, that humans were building the Tower of Babel and they was trying to get to heaven. Okay, this reminds me of us believing the Adam ate the apple story, right? They were building a tower trying to get to heaven, and God struck it down. You know what I'm saying? So when you read the Sumerian tablet version and you understand that this was an Anunnaki who was building this tower, who had earthlings doing the work, but it was an Anunnaki who was overseeing the building of this tower, and this tower was being built for the purposes of being a spaceport to travel between Earth and the other celestial bodies. Now, like I say, when you put both of those up, one makes more sense than the other, okay? So like I said, it just comes down to, your level of understanding and what you've researched in your life. But I'm willing to go with the Sumerian tablet version over the biblical version. Okay? And so we got to see that yesterday. We got to see that it wasn't no Sky God that decided that he didn't want us building like that. It was actually a strategic move to keep Marduk from having ultimate power. Okay? They did not want Marduk to have ultimate power, and also they didn't want the earthlings to have ultimate power. Because what I told y'all yesterday, I gave y'all a little insight on something. I told y'all that the reason that Enlil chose to confuse the languages is what he realized is that the humans, the earthlings, had the ability to unite. That because we can communicate with each other, it allowed us the ability to grow in large numbers and unite in large numbers. You understand? And so if you are the ruling force upon a people, the one thing you don't want is for the body to outnumber you and so much so that they're able to unite against you. Okay? So Enlil was thinking about that. He was worried about that. He was like, now, we can't have these humans out here not only having our knowledge, but also having the ability to unite in large numbers. Okay? So this is why, yeah, that was a hell of a lot more humans. It wasn't but like 300 Anunnaki. I think originally they only brought like 300 to Earth. I don't think it was never more than 1,000 on Earth. I don't think it was never more than 1,000 on the Earth. Okay? So they knew that this ability to unite was there. So Enlil say, hey man, not only are we going to destroy the tower, and we're gonna separate, we're gonna confuse the languages so these people can't communicate no more. Put a 1 in the chat if that makes sense to you. Think about it from that perspective. Because nobody never talked about it from that perspective. That's what you get in class. Give me a 1 in the chat if that makes sense to you. He decided to confuse the languages so we would not have the ability to unite and overcome and overthrow. That's the one thing that's keeping us back right now today. We can't go over into Africa and just communicate with our people because everybody talking a different language. Right? We can't go over to the Pacific Islands and just communicate with our people because everybody talking a different language. So, yeah, it was more to the confounding of the languages than what they give us biblically. Right? And man, Lord have mercy, man. I can't wait to take this information to the next level, because what people don't understand is, listen, the Anunnaki information is everywhere. What's not everywhere is the perspective. Is me explaining these situations and breaking them down. You don't get this in a book. You don't get this in Billy Carson's class. Billy don't do too much of this. Okay? So what I'm saying, that's what you get in this class. You get a chance to see another perspective into this Anunnaki information that is just not everywhere. So like I say, we got to see the Tower of Babel incident. Okay, so after Enlil kicked Marduk's ass, and destroyed the tower, Marduk decided, okay, well, I'm gonna go back to my old home. I'm gonna go back to my old home, which was the Nile River Valley. Okay, Nile River Valley, and you know, Marduk was exiled from the Nile River Valley, and the power of the Nile River Valley was given over to Thoth, who we know as Thoth, who the Sumerian tablets call Ningazita. Okay, and the Nile River Valley thrived during the time of Thoth. It absolutely thrived. Okay, this was the time when they built This is the time they built Memphis, Thebes, Heliopolis, some of the most beautiful, most wondrous sites in Kim, in Nubia. This is when these sites were built. So it thrived under Thoth. Okay, Thoth was all about the higher levels of knowledge. This is why it thrived, because Thoth was teaching these people. This is where the high level of intellect that the Africans exuded, this is where that comes from this portion, okay? But now Marduk is on his way back. And Marduk says that he wants his throne back. I want to rule again. So this is going to cause some problems between Thoth and Marduk. It's going to cause some real problems between Thoth and Marduk. It's going to lead to some infighting, okay? How many of y'all have heard about the battles between Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt? Give me some ones in the chat if you've heard about the ancient battles between Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt. If you don't know, this was a real dichotomy in the ancient times. Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt being separate and having a lot of infights. Okay, so the reason for this is because one brother. Now think about it. The reason for this is because one brother opposed the other brother. One ruling brother opposed the other ruling brother. So it led to a lot of little infights, a lot of little spats, right? But eventually what's going to happen is, once again, Enki is going to come to Ningazita and ask him to be the bigger man. I don't do questions, brother. This is a classroom. You need to be a part of my class. I don't do random questions. This is a classroom. So if you want to hang out with us, family, you just got to kind of fall back and allow me to teach. I don't do random questions, okay? It's got to be pertaining to my class, all right? So anyway, I don't know anything about no magic. I don't teach all that type of shit. We teach real knowledge, all right? Yeah, it's all good, family. It's all good. But anyway, like I was saying, this goes hand in hand with what we see from history. For the reason for these battles, these skirmishes between upper and lower, okay? So like I say, it goes hand in hand with that. Another thing we came across yesterday was the creation of kingship amongst earthlings. The creation of kingship amongst earthlings. Okay? Now, let me tell y'all why that's big. And I want to talk about this for a little bit. How many times have you heard black folks say, we was kings, we was kings, we was kings? See, I think when people hear that and they think that everybody in Africa was a king. Every person in Africa was a king. No. That's all these fucked up ass perceptions, man. We got to kill the perceptions because we got so many dumb ass perceptions out here. But so let me make sure y'all understand that everybody in Africa was not a king. Okay? But what you need to understand is kingship was bestowed upon melanated brown-skinned people before any group of people. Nobody was in the system of kingship before us. Do y'all understand that? There was no white kings before us. Okay? It was, I mean, we were kings for thousands of years, maybe 10,000 years before the crown ever went to any pale-skinned people. Okay? So, if you wanted to understand where this concept come from of always hearing black people saying that we was kings, it comes from the concept that kingship was introduced to us first and foremost. The black-headed people of Kishi was given the kingship system first and foremost. Okay? So we got a chance. We got a chance to see that, and which is a very, it's a very important thing because, we hear this stuff all the time, man. And another thing, like we say we gods. Black folks always say we gods. Now we understand where that comes from. See what I'm saying? That comes from the Anunnaki being considered gods, and then the Anunnaki giving us their essence, making us like them in their image and their likeness. So when you hear black folks say, man, we gods, that's based off of the baby brain perception that the Anunnaki were gods. But there's also the concept of all of us are connected to the creator, to the source. So when you hear somebody say that we are all God, having this simultaneously experience, it's some truth to that as well. Okay? So like I say, we just got to understand where a lot of these concepts come from. A lot of these perspectives, a lot of these concepts come from. But we got a chance to see that. The system of kingship was not created by man, but it was inherited by man. All right? And I dare anybody out here, anybody that think they got some knowledge, man, please come and challenge me on that. Please come and show me the tribe that created kingship. Please. I put up whatever number you want me to put up. If there's anybody out there that feel like they can challenge me on this, if you see this video on YouTube and you're on YouTube and you feel like you can challenge me on this, listen to me. Prove to me that a human civilization created the concept of kingship. Prove that. Prove that to me. Okay? And I wish you would bring up the pharaohs, because that ain't what we talking about. The pharaohs is way after the first system of kingship was put in place. Long after. Probably about 3,000 years after. So these are, like I say, these are some of the things we were able to see yesterday. Today we're going to deal with Marduk on his way back to the Nile River Valley to reclaim his old land. All right? So we get ready to get into things. Everybody good to go? I think we got everybody in here that want to be in here. I told y'all, at this point, I don't go looking for nobody. I assume if you want to be in class, that you're in class. All right? Shout out to the family, man. Y'all knocked that goal out, man. Y'all knocked that goal out. We ain't even got started yet. Let me reset the goal, and I'm finna get everything going, all right? Marduk on his way back to the Nile River Valley. Oh, one more thing I want to say? Let me say one more thing, too. Guys, if this information, you know how some people say, no, man, we built the pyramids, we did this, we did that, we did, watch this shit. If we did all of this shit, why isn't it written somewhere like that? Why isn't it in the hieroglyphics? Why does it not read that man built these structures? Okay, now watch this. Let me show you where I'm going. So I've even heard somebody say, yeah, we built it, but after the great flood, we lost the ability to do this. We lost the knowledge to do this. Now watch this. If by their perspective that God chose Noah to survive the flood, then that would also mean that God chose Noah to preserve the information. Right? That Noah, I'm just using the baby brain perspective. That God chose Noah to also preserve the information from the previous times. Okay? So why do we not find manuscripts from Sesudra, aka Noah? Why do we not find manuscripts at some point from Noah or some kind of written doctrine talking about how man was building all of this stuff? This might be a little slow for some of y'all, but for the people who are up to speed, why do we not find that? Okay? Somebody show Rawling Herrera the door. This ain't no fucking debate. We ain't up in here debate. I don't even want to hear what you got to say, because I don't know why y'all think this is some kind of debate. This is a classroom. It's a paid classroom. The people that's in here, they paid to be in here. If you didn't pay to be a part of this course, you can get your goof ass up out of here. Ain't nobody in here to debate or ask you nothing. Because if you got more knowledge than me, then you should be teaching. You should be on your page teaching. Why are you in here in the audience if you got more knowledge than me? Okay? So at the end of the day, think about what I'm saying. If everything happened the way people think it happened, why the hell Noah didn't have some kind of doctrine, some kind of manuscript at some point that talks about man and these wondrous things that man did, these wondrous buildings that man built? What did Noah say? No, I know what Noah wrote. I know what he said. Noah said, the Lord Enki, the Lord Enlil. This is who he gave credit to for these civilizations and these societies. He didn't say nothing about man. Okay? So I just want people to understand that we should have something that says that man did all of this. But what I'm telling y'all, that is not the case. That is not what I teach. I teach that we inherited everything that we have as a society. We inherited everything we got as a civilization. Guys, that's the missing piece. Okay? Do y'all not understand that these folks still around here don't understand what the pyramids was or what was the purpose for the pyramids? The damn pharaohs were so dumb, they thought the technology inside of the pyramids was a tomb. They saw these big old granite cases, these big old granite openings, and these dumbass people thought that these were supposed to be burial tombs. See, this is the knowledge that need to be taught about this civilization, what y'all call the Egyptian civilization. This wasn't all intelligent people. That's where y'all wrong at. They weren't all intelligent people. That's why you got to come to class, and so you can learn exactly what that time was like. They was trying to learn the information left by the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki left all that information. They was trying to learn it. They was trying to understand it. Okay? So you will get there. Don't worry about it. You will get there one day. Let's get it. Well, we know if a nigga named Lil Jeremy with the juice, we know you ain't got no knowledge. Shit. Come on. Lil Jeremy with the juice. You a grown man? You can't be no grown man if you around here calling yourself Lil Jeremy with the juice. Lil Jeremy. Okay, Lil Jeremy. All right, Lil Jeremy. Go get your juicy juice and your chicken nuggets, man. Go get your microwavable chicken nuggets and your juicy juice that your mama just made for you, big dog. Go get your juicy juice, man. You should have let him in. I would have fired his ass up. I would have fired him up. Little Jeremy with the juice. Nigga ain't got no juice. Only juice he got is them 3 bars on his cell phone. That's it. That's it. What's up, Miss Kim? Peace and love, my sister. Peace and love. Now, this is the account of how the 2nd and 3rd regions were established and how Ningazita was exiled and Unum-Ki Arata threatened. When Marduk, after a long absence to the land of the 2 Niles, returned, Ningazita, as its master, he found there. Its lofty lord Ningazita was. With the aid of offspring of Anunnaki who earthlings did espouse, Ningazita oversaw the lands. What Marduk had once planned and instructed by Ningazita was overturned. So basically what they're talking about is everything that Marduk had built in that, what we call the Egyptian civilization, even though I go by Akim or Nubia, everything that Marduk had established, Thoth overturned it, okay? What is it that happened Marduk of Ningazita demanded to know? Of the destruction of hidden things, Marduk accused Ningazita. Of making Horon depart to a deserted place, a place that has no water, a boundless place where sexual pleasures are not enjoyed. I wonder what he means by that. He says Ningazita pretty much exiled Horus to a place where there was no sexual pleasures. Where the hell he was at? The middle of the desert or something? 2 brothers an uproar made. Upon quarreling bitterly, they embarked. So this is them fighting. This is them arguing with each other. This is what leads to the separation of Upper Egypt from Lower Egypt. Pay heed, I am here in my proper place, Marduk said to Ningazita. You have been my place taker. From now on, only a deputy of mine can you be. Ooh. Why Marduk flexing like that, man? Why Marduk handle that man like that? Marduk told Ningazita, man, you just my placeholder. Jay Sween in the building. What's good, my brother? Marduk told him, man, he just his placeholder. He been gone 5,000 years and just popped back up like, oh, you know what time it is. Marduk came back like Frank White. If a nickel bag gets sold in the park, I won't have, okay? You have been my place taker. From now on, only a deputy of mine can you be. He told that man he can only be a sidekick. But if to rebellion you are inclined, to another land you must go away. For 350 years on earth did the brothers in the land of the two narrows quarrel. So this little infighting went on for about 350 years. Get your timelines out. We might have to use our timelines today. If you got your timeline and you can pull it up, pull up your timeline, because we definitely might be using it today as I look at mine right now. For 350 earth years did the brothers in the land of the two narrows quarrel. Give me just a second. For 350 years was the land in chaos. Between the brothers, it was split. Okay? Upper Egypt, Lower Egypt. This is what they're talking about. Between the two brothers, it was split. A lot of this stuff y'all think just happened, man. This stuff ain't just happened. It was instances that facilitated everything, man. Everything. But we are just taught that all of this stuff just happened. All right, I had to get my new goals set up. Here we go. All right, let's get it. For 350 years was the land in chaos. Between the brothers, it was split. Then Enki, their father, to Ningazita said, for the sake of peace, to the other lands depart. Now, do y'all notice that Enki always do this with Ningazita? If you're a father, you're gonna understand. Okay? As a father, when you got multiple sons, you understand the character of your sons. Okay? Any dads in the building? Any dads in the building? Give me a 3 in the chat. I got 2 boys. Okay? So it's important that I understand the difference in their characters. Okay? One boy might be more mature than the other boy. One boy might be more sensitive than the other boy. One boy might be a little bit more intelligent than the other boy. That's just how it's going to be. All right? So Enki understood this very well. Now, let me tell y'all something. I'm going to just keep it real. I'm going to keep it a buck. I bet you if Enki had a favorite, Ningazita was his favorite. It might not seem like that because he always asking Ningazita to be the bigger man. He always asking Thoth to be the bigger man when it come to him and Marduk. But he know Marduk a bitch. I'ma just keep it a buck. Enki know Marduk a bitch. He know Marduk gonna whine. He knows this. These his sons. So Ningazita gotta lean on the more mature son and say, hey son, just give me a break. Just help me out, because if I don't get his man, if I don't give Marduk what he want, he gonna whine and cry. Okay? So this is just Enki understanding his sons. He always asks Ningazita. Remember the first time around, when Ningazita was supposed to rule in that land, Enki asked him, let your brother rule for right now. Right? So the same thing this time. They get into this argument. They're fighting. Enki steps in. Enki says, hey, can you help me out, son? Can you depart? Can you depart to another land? So this won't be going on. Hey, yeah. Listen, you know what, GG? I think I'm gonna be honest with you, G. I think the thing with the Enlil, I think Anu respects Enlil more because of his physical presence. His physical. See, Anu is a military guy too. He's a warrior. Okay, so Enlil embodies that warrior nature, as opposed to Enki being a scientist, aka a nerd. Right? So you can kind of see that dichotomy. Like, that's kind of why Enki get the short end of the stick, because Anu sees himself in Enlil a lot more than he sees himself in Enki. Although he loves Enki, he sees himself more in Enlil. And that's probably why that's like that too. Hey, when I build my Anunnaki platform, I'm gonna be going deep into the psychology of the Anunnaki. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go deep into that Anunnaki psychology, man. So anyway, the reason why I wanted to harp on this, guys, because listen, this is a big key component that's finna go down. So with all of the fighting that went on between Ningazita and Marduk, it led to Enki stepping in and saying, hey, I want you to go to some other lands. I want you to build a civilization in some other lands. Okay, check this out. So where does Thoth go? Huh? Now, if you know anything about Mesoamerican history, you know in Mesoamerican history they got a couple gods. Put a 5 in the chat if you know this. In Mesoamerican history, they have a couple gods that they revere. Not one. Not one. Now, here we go. Why every time everybody got multiple gods? Didn't I tell y'all from the beginning? Didn't I tell y'all? I said, hey, man, in the Bible, they dealing with multiple gods. You got the God of Egypt. You got the God of the Hebrew God, the God of Egypt. You got the God of Hindu God. You got all these different gods they dealing with. So over in Mesoamerican, they got the same issue. Multiple gods. You know why? Because these the same gods from on the other side of the earth. Same family. These Anunnaki are worshipped wherever they go. So in Mesoamerica, they worship a couple of these Anunnaki. Two in particular. Okay, so in Mesoamerica, they got two gods that they talk about very vocally. 3. Let me see. 3. Okay, y'all ready? You got Veracocha, you got Kukulkan, and you got Quetzalcoatl. Okay? Give me another 5 in the chat if you're familiar with those 3 Mesoamerican gods. Veracocha, Kukulkan, and Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl was known as the winged serpent. All right, do y'all understand that? The Quetzalcoatl was known as the winged serpent. Kind of funny that they call him a serpent. Kind of funny because the Inkites was known as serpents. You know why? On the pharaoh headdress, don't they wear a little snake up there? Don't they wear the naga on the pharaoh headdress? Don't you always see them with the naga? A lot of people don't understand what that means. That symbolizes the rising of the Kundalini out of the Godhead. That's what that naga, that snake is, right? Because you know the snake symbolizes knowledge, right? Y'all know that the snake symbolizes knowledge, right? That's why they told y'all that the serpent was in the Garden of Eden when Adam received the knowledge. All of that shit is allegorical. We know the true story. All of that's allegorical. Enlil accused Enki of being a serpent or a traitor for giving them the knowledge. So the serpent has always been associated with knowledge, wisdom. Okay? Now, who is more wise than Thoth? Who is more wise than Thoth? Appreciate it, G. Mitch. Who is more wise than Thoth? So Thoth would be considered a wisdom bringer, a light bringer, right? So the reason I'm telling y'all this is because these gods, these Mesoamerican gods, did not exist until this episode that we're about to talk about. This beef between Ningazita and Marduk led to Ningazita being asked to leave to go to other lands. Ningazita chose to go to the South American installations, the gold mining installations that they had in South America, where Ninurta was. Ninurta had his people over there. Ninurta and Ningazita was cool. They didn't have no problem. It was Marduk who everybody didn't like. Okay? So Ningazita was able to go over there and start his own civilization in Mesoamerica. And this is where the people, these people refer to him as the winged serpent. Because he showed up on a spaceship. He showed up flying. Right? And he also, being he half Anunnaki, he probably looked a little different to them. But he was representing the serpent. He was representing the serpent in his everyday attire. Okay? So this is why they called him the winged serpent. Not because that they was worshiping some kind of flying dragon. I already told y'all who these civilizations consider the dragon to be. I told y'all the Chinese worship the dragon because they come from the Igigi, which is the Anunnaki. The Igigi are the father of what we call the Asian people. They worship the dragon, the flying serpent. That's given connotations of a flying dragon. Okay? So this is always associated with the Anunnaki. So Ningazita at this time, like I say, Enki asked him to leave, to go over to other lands. Okay? Check this out. This is in 3110 BCE. Okay, if you got your timeline out, 3110 BCE. Marduk and his brother Ningazita quarrel over which of the two sons should rightly serve as the lord of the second region. In order to make peace between the two, Enki requests that Ningazita submit to his older brother and find another place in which to reside. Ningazita, obliging the will of his father, leaves the Nile Valley, and with a group of loyal followers, listen, man, we finna cut some shit up today. And with a group of loyal followers, do y'all hear that? Travels across the earth to take up residence in the lands on the continent on the far side of the oceans. In his new domain, Ningazita is known as the winged serpent. He establishes a new accounting of time. Ooh, it's a lot to break down now. There's a couple things that we got to break down. Okay? So now we over here in Mesoamerica. We over here in South America now. Not the South America y'all know today. I'm talking about the South America that was predominantly us. We was the first in them lands. First. It's a fact. This ain't no cap. Y'all look today and you see all them Hispanic people. You see all these Asian looking people and you think, oh, these people been over here. No, they wasn't. No, they wasn't. So what I want y'all to focus on is this. It says that Ningazita, obliging the will of his father, leaves the Nile Valley with a group of loyal followers. He brought some people with him. He brought some people with him over to South America. Y'all might know these people. Y'all might know these people. Okay? These people that he brought with him, some of y'all know them by the name of Olmec. Give me a 5 in the chat if you ever heard the name Olmec. Have you ever heard that name before? That's a familiar name to you. Olmec. Give me a 5 in the chat if you have heard that name Olmec before. Because we got to talk about it today, gang. I hope y'all ready. Get your notes. For all the people that's new, that's getting a little taste of this, I'm a teacher. I've been teaching this. I teach for real. You can't even be in my class. Shit, man, you gotta be legit to even be up in here. But we letting folks hang out today because it's the holidays and we want to be nice. It's the holidays and we want to be nice, so we're gonna let folks hang out. All right. Y'all have heard about these Olmec, but please don't interrupt me, man, because you don't know what I know. Okay? The information that I'm about to disseminate, y'all don't got this information out there. You don't got this information. I'm finna give you new information. I'm finna give you breaking information because I'm a master researcher. Y'all out here sharing information that y'all been getting from other people. Y'all not sharing new information. I appreciate you showing Wise one though. You can go ahead on with that dumb shit. You can go ahead on with that dumb shit. Let me tell you something, brother. Whoever them people is you talking about, these people were master technicians. These people were master builders. These were the people that assisted in building the pyramids. These were the people that built the pyramids at Teotihuacan and Chichen Itza. Our grandfathers, our uncles and grandfathers from a previous generation was the brick masons, was the real builders. Our grandfathers and uncles built a magnificent, amazing structures and houses and homes that still stand today. We saw what y'all lived in. Let's cut the bullshit. Before I start talking about this, let's cut the bullshit. We saw what y'all was living in. Y'all wasn't living in no ornate structures. Y'all was not living in ornate structures. Y'all was not, homie. So please stop trying to take credit for being these people. These people don't line up with nothing about y'all. Y'all don't wear Moorish hats with the fez on it. What the fuck you talking about? This ain't no helmet. That Moorish hat with a fez. These are the fringes. This is a Moorish turban with a fez. These are the fringes. These people knew who they was. They made themselves. They made clear cut. And I got more pictures. Listen, you know the crazy shit about this? There's a picture that I used to have on my phone of an Olmec with the widow's peak. He had the widow's peak hairstyle, and you could clearly see who he was, right? And let's quit saying Olmec. These are not the Olmec. These are not the Olmec, and that is not a helmet. That is a fez. That is a fez. These are the fringes. These are not the Olmec. These are the Shi. The Shi are Meru. These people were called the Amorites. No, y'all ain't ready for the truth. Y'all ain't ready, because y'all, let me tell y'all something. Do y'all understand? Put up, let me watch this. I'm going to make something clear for y'all. How many of y'all understand that these people are an enigma to Mesoamerica? To this day, we still don't have real authentic information on these people. Don't nobody know exactly where these people came from. I know, you know, if you've been in my class. But most of the world don't know where these people came from. The archaeologists already told y'all that they don't sprout up from America. They showed up in America. The archaeologists and scientists have already proved out that these people were seafaring people. Do you understand that? They were seafaring people, meaning they was already masters of the sea. They was already sailing the 7 seas. They showed up in South America. So let me go back to what I was just trying to explain, because this is what you need to know. The Shi of Meru was a part of Thoth's technicians. These people were his group of technicians. These were his trusted technicians. Thoth brought these people over to the Americas to help him build Teotihuacan and Chichen Itza. Teotihuacan and Chichen Itza was built by Thoth, the architect, and these were his helpers. Now ask yourself, when you look at Chichen Itza and you look at Teotihuacan, matter of fact, let's take a look at it. Look at these works of art. Look at this, Mesoamerica. Look at Chichen Itza. Come on, man. Tikal. Same people that built these, same people that built this. So if they brought this over from Africa, then they also brought people over from Africa. You a fucking idiot if you think that these are two separate civilizations. You an idiot if you think that, oh, somebody just decided to start building pyramids in America and they have nothing to do with the people who built pyramids in Africa. You out of your goddamn mind. You goofy if you think that. You out of your goofy mind if you think that them people, the same people that built this, same people that built this. So let me read this to y'all again so y'all can understand. Now, we all know that Thoth was the architect of Giza, was the Giza complex, right? For all these people that we letting hang out in this classroom, please don't get yourself kicked out. Okay, this is a paid course. I don't even let random people. I can't stand random people. Y'all ain't put in the work. My folks been in here learning this shit for damn near 2 years. My people been learning this information. You can't pop up in my class and expect to know what we know. You ain't been putting in the work. Read this to y'all again, right? We got Thoth and we got Ningazita fighting over the land of the two narrows. Enki steps in. Enki says, son, please do me a favor. Go over to one of the other lands. Go over to one of the other lands and start a civilization. Okay, that's what Enki asked him to do. So it says to go to a land beyond the oceans, Ningazita chose. With a band of followers, thereto he followed. With a band of followers. Who was the band of followers? Boom! You guessed it. These people. These people that can't nobody understand. These people are an enigma. These people are an enigma to Mesoamerica. You want to know how much of an enigma these people was? These people were so much of an enigma, motherfuckers ain't even know their name. Y'all do know Olmec was a made-up name, right? Y'all know Olmec was a name that was made up based on the region that they lived in. There was some rubber trees. So the people used to call them the rubber people because they lived in a region where it had rubber trees. Rubber means Olmec. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all know that. Come on, man, you gotta know this shit. This shit is important to know. You know why it's important? Because how the fuck is Mexicans gonna tell you about who these people is and they ain't even know who these people name? Now, you know these people come from somewhere. Now, you know these people had a real name. You can't just call these people the fucking Olmec. They ain't call themselves the Olmec. You know how goofy that is? That's like calling the Egyptians Egyptian. And you can't go and find on no hieroglyph them people calling themselves Egyptians. See, that's how you know you goofy. And listen, this ain't for you to take to heart. This is for you. This should be a sign that you need to step up and realize that it's some information that you have not been taught. This is where you need to step up and say, hey man, it might be something out there I ain't been taught. It's time, because I used to be a baby brain too. That's what people don't understand. We all been through the baby brain stage. It's when you stop wanting to be a baby brain that you say, hey, let me step up and get this knowledge because I haven't got this piece of the knowledge yet. So how the hell are people gonna tell you they is a people when they didn't even know these people's name? Think about that. Take some time and think about that. They around here calling these folks the Olmec because they don't even know who the fuck they are. Now, their time in Mesoamerica is not ancient. Their beginning in Mesoamerican started roughly about 4,000 years ago. So it's not super ancient. It ain't as ancient as some of this other information. So what I want y'all to understand is they didn't even know these people's names. So they don't know who these people are. So if they don't know who these people are, you should be open. You should be open to listening to who these people are. It's so much shit that y'all don't know, man. It'd be hard to teach. Let me tell y'all something. The reason we developed the class is so that we can teach at the same speed every time. You want to be able to teach at the same speed every time. See, when we get these random people joining our live, these people way behind. These people ain't on y'all level. My PCM, UMF family, y'all way up here. These people that's coming into our live, they way down here. So I can't teach at the same speed if we going to be letting random people in here every day. Fuck no. You got to come in and learn with us. You got to come sit down for 3 months and learn with us. So class, I'm just letting you in here today. Don't interrupt our class, okay? Don't interrupt our class. I'm only talking to my people. I ain't even talking to these other folks. I don't know these other people. I'm only talking to my people from the class. I see my mods having to work too hard right now, man. My mods having to work real hard right now. I don't like that. So they didn't know who these people were, gang. But your brother Chief Kutta, man, I'm going to show you who these people were. I'm going to show you who these people were. Okay? Now, what if I told you that these people were the original Moors? What you call a Moor, that's a mispronunciation of the term. The term was not Moor. The term was not Moor. That is a corruption of the term. The term was Mur. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand that. The correct term, all of this shit is important, man. Getting the names right. Getting the names right. The correct term was Mur, not Moor. The Murs, the Amorites. Okay, and that's where that terminology come from. Okay, I need to go pick up a screenshot right quick. Y'all give me 1 second. Let me go grab this screenshot and I'll be right back. Okay, let me get this screenshot and I'll be right back. Well, let's get back to it. Let me get back to it. So I was talking about the people that they call the Olmec, okay? And one of the things that I spoke about is how these people were an enigma to Mesoamerican history. That didn't nobody know where these folks come from. You know, these folks just sprouted up. These folks had this amazing civilization, and then they just went missing. So, you know, I told y'all the original name were Murs, okay? I told you the original name for Moors were Murs. Not Moors, but Murs, okay? You see right here in this brother's graphic right here, this is who he's talking about, the Amaru, okay? She-Amaru is the correct name. Yeah, Mur, the Amorites. These who these people were. Okay? Olmec, once again, Olmec is a name that was made up recently. That's a name that was made up. They didn't know who these people were. Let me tell y'all something. The Mayans and the Aztec is almost 2,000 years away from the Olmec. The Mayans and the Aztec never met Olmecs. That's what people don't realize. People be on that baby brain shit thinking that all of them people was in South America at the same time. Man, that was 2,000 years before the Mayans and the Aztec. You understand? Okay, so they didn't even know who these people were. They called them Olmec because that meant rubber people. They lived in the rubber region. They lived in the rubber tree region of South America. And so they were called the rubber people, and that means Olmec. Okay? So they don't know who these people are, but these people do have an identity. Everybody has an identity. Everybody has a source. Everybody has a point in which from which they sprouted from. And so did these people. Okay? So some of the brothers and sisters was able to do the right kind of work. Some of the brothers and sisters was able to do the right kind of work, and they found out that these people's true name was not the Olmec, that they were called the Shi-Amuru. The Shi-Amuru. And I'm going to tell y'all what we found out about that name Shi. We also find out that one of the first dynasties in China was known as the Shi dynasty. Put a 2 in the chat if you know about that. The first Chinese dynasty was known as the Shi, the Xi dynasty, just like the Shi-Amuru. Put a 2 in the chat if you know about that. Okay, so you've also probably heard from brothers like Chief Kutta and other people that melanated people were the first Chinese dynasties. And this is a fact. I got the research. The Shi dynasty and the Shang dynasty, that was black people. I got the pottery. I can show you the pottery from those civilizations that shows black people's faces and everything. Okay? So the first couple dynasties in China was the Shi dynasty and the Shang dynasty. The same people that we call the Olmec were the same people that was a part of the Shi dynasty in China. Okay? There's a video out here on TikTok. There's an Asian guy that talks about this. It's an Asian guy. He says, man, I don't have a problem admitting that black people were the first dynasties. I swear to God, Shi, X-I. It's spelled X-I, Corlisa, X-I, X-I. Shi-Amuru, okay? That's how you pronounce it, X-I-Amuru. So, what you need to know about these people that y'all call Olmec, these Olmec were a global seafaring people. They were on the seas. They were already traveling. They were trained by the Anunnaki. That's why they were such amazing builders. That's why they built so many amazing statues. They were trained by these Anunnaki. Okay? These were Thoth's group of technicians. Let me read it to y'all once again. Let me read it one more time. It says that Ningazita, obliging the will of his father, leaves the Nile Valley and with a group of loyal followers travel across the earth to take up residence in the lands on the continent of the far side of the ocean, which you know is South America. Okay? So Ningazita brought this team with him. This was his crew. This was his crew of technicians. His crew of earthling technicians. Okay? This was his crew of earthling technicians that he had trained. So he brought them over with him to build these civilizations. They built Teotihuacan, they built Chichen Itza, and of course they built their own civilization. They grew to have their own civilization in that land as well. But they were the Amorites. These were the Amorites. For short, they called them the Amuru. I'm going to give y'all a piece of information that can't nobody else on TikTok give y'all. So the Pan-Africans and the Black Indians are warring over the Olmec. Was the Olmec from Africa or was they not? The black Indians said, no, they wasn't from no Africa. They from right here in America. Bullshit. Bullshit. They not. They not. See, the black Indian crew, they hate the idea of having any connection to Africa, which I think is ridiculous. We don't come from Africa. We was born in America. But our story starts in Africa, at least on Earth. Y'all gonna have to get over that. Y'all gonna have to get over that bullshit. This, oh no, I'm gonna prove it. You're not gonna prove it, because if anybody would have proved it, it would have been me. I did the real research. It don't add up. It don't add up. Man, Africa blow Mesoamerica out of the water when it comes to research, when it comes to this knowledge. Okay? So, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I only deal with the facts. I don't deal with feelings. I only deal with the facts, not feelings. The facts show that this story of melanated peoples, the origins of this story began in the heart-shaped region that we called Africa today. Okay? So whether you like it or not, the way the story goes, it starts from there. It goes from there. It goes into Mesoamerica, and then it goes out into the world. It goes out. Okay? So these Amorites, these Ameru people that was brought over here with Thoth to help him build these civilizations. Let's get into them a little bit. I'm going to give you some information can't nobody else on TikTok give you. I'm about to show you an ancient tribal map of Africa. I got a map from Africa that shows the tribes that that inhabited certain civilizations. I mean, certain regions. Okay, so I'm going to pull up a tribal map, an old tribal map of Africa, a biblical tribal map. Okay, so let me show y'all. So I'm going to show y'all proof of the Amorites. Okay, so this map notates tribes of Africa. Okay. So what I want y'all to see here, let's pay attention here, is over here on this side, you got Africa. As you can see, Egypt. Hold on, let me get out the way. Okay, so follow my hand. Okay, so follow my hand. Right down here is, if you follow right down here, you get to Egypt. Right below, right behind my hand, this is Egypt, this region, Egypt. Here's the Arabian Peninsula, the Great Divider, the Arabian Peninsula, Tilmoon, the land that was off limits to earthlings. Here's the land of Canaan, right? Right above Canaan, what is that land called, guys? What tribe inhabits this land in Canaan? Do y'all see it? This is in Africa. Is that a coincidence that it's a tribe? Watch this. Let me show y'all some shit. Is that a coincidence that it's a tribe in Africa named Ameru? And that this tribe happened to be connected with the land of Canaan. And if you know Canaan is under the Inkites. Right? Nigazita is an Inkite. So that would mean that these Ameru people have a direct connection to what's going on down in Egypt. So that would mean that they would have some knowledge of Thoth. They probably had some connection to Thoth. This is the Ameru. This is where they from. This is the Ameru, okay? They traveled over to this land with Thoth as his technicians. So I told y'all that these were the original Moors. I got to prove it. I got to prove it. These are the original Moors. The term Moor is a mispronunciation. That's a corruption of the term Mur, which is an Amorite. Okay? Go do your research. If you think I'm lying about that, go do your research. I told y'all that they were the original Moors. Now, give me a 3 in the chat if you know that Moors wear the fez. That the fez in the fringes are the signature hat for the Moors. Give me a 3 in the chat if you know that. All right, we got J2 back in the building too, I see. All right, good. This is a Moorish fez. Everybody can see that? Fringes. So pay close attention to this, guys. Pay close attention to these fringes right here. Pay close attention to it, okay? Now, what we try to tell folks, I try to tell folks all the time, that Olmec is a myrrh. And that is not a helmet on the head of the Olmec. That's a fez with fringes. So look at that. Remember this? Yeah. Now it's a fez. It's the fez. It's the myrrhish fez. It's the myrrhish fez. Okay? Not a helmet. Not a helmet at all. But see, now nobody never talked about that. Nobody never broke that. I think I was maybe the first person to ever say that. When I started telling folks, because this is what real research look like. Let me tell y'all something. If everybody is walking around regurgitating the same shit that y'all hear from these videos, who's doing the real research? Real research is not watching a video and coming back and telling somebody, oh, look what I learned. Real research is when you actually go into it and you actually make the observances. You observe it. Do this, look at what I'm telling you to look at. Does this not look like fringes right here from a graduation hat? Look how different this part is from this part. Look how smooth this part is up here at the top. This is a fez. These are Moors. These are myrrhs. These are the myrrhs, okay? And the myrrhs, guys, listen, let me show you something. Hold on now. And the myrrhs were amazing builders. So if you go around the world, you will find that the myrrhs built some amazing structures all around the world. The only people that rivaled the myrrhs were the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki would be considered the best builders ever. The myrrhs would be right up under them because they taught them. They taught them. Your grandfather, your grandfather was probably a stone mason or a brick mason. See, a lot of these goofies don't know that masonry started with us. A lot of these goofies don't realize that Freemasonry and the original masonry is two different things. See, that's because see, if you don't have nobody teaching you this shit, you ain't gonna know it. Freemasonry and original masonry is two different things. It's a reason our fathers and grandfathers was Masons. Masonry started with the Moors. Masonry is a Moorish science. And that started with our people. That's why our fathers and grandfathers are always a part of lodges. Our fathers and grandfathers wasn't a part of no fucking Illuminati. These were hardworking men. They were builders. They were the men who built America. Freemasonry was the hijacking of this secret knowledge and them using this knowledge to empower themselves over the masses. That's what Freemasonry was about. It was about them using our knowledge to empower themselves over the masses. Okay? So, these are the people that Thoth brought with him to South America that built these amazing structures. It's something else that happened to the Olmec that y'all don't know nothing about. It's something else that happened to the Olmec that y'all don't know nothing about. Now, the Olmec had their time in Mesoamerica, but they also ran into some problems. Because see, when Thoth brought them over there, it was already people in them lands. It was already black people in them lands. Do y'all remember who was in South America before Thoth brought these people over here? Do y'all remember who was in South America? Who was in South America? Let me see who was listening. Who was already in South America? Yes, the Shriners. Yeah, that's where the Shriners come from. This is where all the Shriners come from, out of these Moorish lodges. All of them come out of them. No, not Marduk, my love. I'm talking about what people. A people. It was a group of people. Come on, Canayo. Shout out to Canayo in the building. Canayo put on the star student hat today, baby. No, guys, I was talking about people, okay? These were the people that was in them lands, the descendants of Cain. Remember, they survived the great flood. You remember the brothers and sisters, the descendants of Cain that survived the great flood, and the nurture brought them on over to South America? Guys, go back and watch the old videos, guys. Don't just be up in here chilling. Make sure you're learning this information. Go back and watch the old videos. This is important information. Noah was not the only survivor of the great flood. Noah was not the only survivor, guys. Y'all got to remember that. That was a group. That was a group of brothers and sisters that survived. These were the descendants of Cain. These were the melanated people that inhabited these lands under the protection and under the protection and guidance of Ninurta. Under the protection of Ninurta. Okay? So, yeah. So the Olmec were not just this monolithic group that was in South America. No, they was over here amongst the black Indians. And guess what? I found out why these black Indians don't like Moors. And they don't even know it. The black Indians don't even know it. They don't like Moors because the fucking Moors and the black Indians went to war. The Moors and the them fucking black Indians ran the Moors out of there. They wore their welcome out. They wore their welcome. I swear to God. Hold on, give me a second. Let me read something to you. I'm finna read something to you right quick. Listen to this. First, let me hit y'all with this right here. Listen to this. Marduk returned to Egypt. He ousted Ningazita. Listen. Marduk returned to Egypt. He ousted Ningazita, Thoth, who built Stonehenge in England. Did you know that? The builder of Stonehenge was also Thoth. They started to realize that Stonehenge was much more than a calendar. Stonehenge was an energy, another power plant. Did y'all know that? I'm dropping some shit on you today. We're going to talk about it. Stonehenge was a power plant. It was built by Thoth. Thoth was doing some traveling. Thoth was traveling around, guys. Okay? They got some new information out on Stonehenge. Stonehenge was not a calendar. It was a power plant. Check this out. Here we go. So he ousted Ningazita, who built Stonehenge in England and brought, listen to this, watch this, listen. This I'm reading from the historical record. If you got your timeline, do me a favor. If you have your timeline, pull your timeline out. Pull your timeline out. Let me show you how the timeline works. If you got your timeline, pull it out. Go down to 3100 BCE to 3113 BCE. See, if you took the class, if you signed up for class, you'll have a timeline. If you signed up for class, you'll have a timeline. Go down to 3100 to 3113 BCE. Marduk returned to Egypt. He ousted Ningazita, who built Stonehenge in England and brought black African and Middle Eastern technicians to Mexico and Central America. Who about who? Let me read that one more time. He ousted Ningazita, who built Stonehenge in England, and he brought black African and black Middle Eastern technicians to Mexico and Central America. I'm reading from the historical record. He brought black African and black Middle Eastern technicians to Mexico and Central America. Assisted Adad and his technicians designing observatories and smelting facilities at Tiahuanaco in Peru. These the people he brought over here. That's how the Olmec get to America. Now watch this. Now watch this shit. A lot of y'all give credit to the Mayans for that calendar. We hear when they talk about that calendar, they always talk about the Mayan calendar. That was not a Mayan calendar. That was not a Mayan calendar, gang. This is that Mayan calendar, except without all the symbology. It was not a Mayan calendar. Okay? It was Thoth's calendar. It was a calendar that Thoth created. Thoth gave this calendar to the people we call Olmec. And the Olmec left that calendar. And the Mayans found that motherfucker 2,000 years later. Just like they found all the structures. Y'all be trying to get these Mayans credit for building all of this shit. The Mayans were primitive people. They did not build these amazing structures. I know what Mayan buildings look like. I got a lot of pictures of Mayan structures. And they didn't build the amazing structures. They inherited all of that shit, guys. They inherited all of that. They didn't build that. Just like they inherited this calendar. They didn't design the calendar. Everything that you know in society is a misconception. It's all misconceptions. It's all misunderstandings, misconceptions. I'm just trying to put things in the right place. So this is the time that Ningazita was in Mesoamerica, building, becoming Kukulkan, this guy right here. I mean, Quetzalcoatl, I'm sorry. This is Quetzalcoatl. Here we go, guys. Let's talk about it. Hold on. The winged serpent. And you know, this is all symbology. This is all just symbolic right here. But I want y'all to take a real close look at something right quick. Look at the skin color on Quetzalcoatl. Look at the skin color on Quetzalcoatl. Ooh-wee. That look pretty brown to me. It look just like my skin. Am I tripping? Am I tripping, or that skin color on Quetzalcoatl look just like, come on now. Am I tripping? Quetzalcoatl, Aztec creator deity. The black gods. The black gods. That's who the Anunnaki were. Some of them were Nordic. Some of them was blue. But some of them was... Y'all ain't never seen that video where the dude says that the Anunnaki gods are returning, and he said that these were black men? The dude was like, yeah, man, you know, they stepped off the ship, and he said these were black men. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard that, when the dude said that. And these were black men. Look at Enki. Look at this statue they found of Enki. He looked like a black man to me. I look like a black man to me. That's old Enki right there, gang. My boy got that beard braided up. Look at, he got the braids in the back. Look like he got them. Look like he got a finger wave. Look like Enki got a finger wave. Got his beard braided. Come on now. Look like Ink, a black man. Ink finna go to the club, Ink. We're gonna come get you. We taking ink to the club, man. Different swag. You got your beard braided. That's a different swag right there. You on another level. You braiding your beard. Different level. Shit. Okay. So this is what I wanted y'all to know about these Olmec people. These people that we call Olmec. I want y'all to understand that these motherfuckers, these people over in Mesoamerica don't have no information, no real information on these people. And that's why we had to go back and fill in the dots, because they didn't never have the information. If they'd have had the information, we wouldn't have had no argument. If we'd have had the real information, we would have had no argument. But there was none. So we had to go and search for the real information. And guys, I'm telling you right now, the people y'all call Olmec with the Amuru, the Shiamuru of the Murs of Mauritania. They came over here with Thoth. Thoth is a master builder, is a master geneticist and a master builder, the architect of the Great Pyramids, also the architect of Chichen Itza, Teotihuacan, and many other great pyramid structures around this world. And these Olmec, he brought with him. Everywhere he went, he took these people with him. So I told y'all he was over in Stonehenge over in England, right? He was also over in Ireland. Y'all don't know that the first people in Ireland was black folks? Please do your research. The Twa Mbuti. I know that's what Baba liked to say. Baba liked to say that the Twa Mbuti was the first ones. But these technicians, please do your research. First black people in Ireland. Black people was first in Ireland. Where y'all think the story of the leprechaun come from? The leprechaun was the little Twa Mbuti people. The little small black people called the Twa. That's what they look just like the fucking leprechaun. They look just like the fucking leprechaun. That's where the story of the leprechaun come from. And why are they associated with gold? Well, who was addicted to gold? That's why they associated with gold. Because they was over in them lands under the tutelage of these people. And they had to get the gold. They was gold miners. The Twa Mbuti was gold miners just like everybody back then. You had to be a gold miner under the Anunnaki. So this is why the gold is associated with the leprechaun. And listen, D-Lynn, do me a favor. Look this up tonight if you think I'm lying. Look up the Twa Mbuti people. T-W-A-M-B. But the problem is some of this information, Google ain't going to give it to you. Some of this stuff, you just got to know the right spaces to be in. But you'll find it. If I was you, I would search it on TikTok. I would put in Twa Mbuti in Ireland. Yandex for sure. But I would use TikTok and I would just put in Twa Mbuti in Ireland. So, T-W-A-I-M-B-U-T-U. Twa Mbuti. T-W-A-I-M-B-U-T. I can type it up in the thing. Hold on. Let me pull this up. Let me type it up down here. Twa Mbuti. Yes, Canayo. Yep. Bingo. That's exactly who that was. Exactly who they were, little small people. Them the leprechauns. So what this is showing you is just what I've been telling y'all. The Anunnaki was a global civilization. That's the fucking story. Man, as a melanated man, bro, I ain't here to make up shit, right? I'm here to just get the truth. I don't need to tell myself a bunch of buffoonery to make me feel good about myself. I know my people were not the architects of the Great Pyramid, but I know we was there assisting. We assisted with building the pyramids. We were not the architects. That's two different lanes. The story, I keep telling y'all this. The story of humanity is not what we did, it's what we inherited. I'm going to say that one more time. The story of humanity is not what we did, it's what we inherited. So if you start asking yourself, what did we inherit? And who did we inherit it from? Hell no. Man, D-Lynn, let me tell you something. What people don't know about the Great Pyramid is that each one of them blocks is a different size and shape on purpose. Each one of them fucking big old blocks in the pyramid is a different size and shape on purpose. No block on the pyramid is the same. Think about that. No block is the same. Guys, one day I'm going to do a class and I'm going to just explain all of the intricacies of the Great Pyramid. I'm going to explain all of the things that's so amazing and so complex about it. When you understand this information, you know there's only one answer. Some other advanced group was involved. It wasn't us. Society would be on a much higher level right now. And black folks, and let me tell y'all something. If we had built the motherfucker, we'll be living in Wakanda. If we were the builders of the pyramid, black people would be living in Wakanda right now. We wouldn't be living in America. We would have been built Wakanda by now. This wasn't us. It wasn't us. We was there. We definitely was there. And we definitely learned from these people. But it wasn't us. If we're not original to this land, where the hell we get these black emblems of America from? Huh? I'm just saying, if we're not original to this land, come on now. If we wasn't original to this, y'all know they tried to hide this, right? Y'all know somebody had to go find this, had to go over to the British Museum all the way in the back room to find this. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all seen this video. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all seen this video. That man had to go all the way over to a back room, over to the British Museum in the back room to find this. Why they hide it, gang? Why they hide it? Somebody been lying to you, family. Somebody been lying to you, man. Somebody gave you a whole version of history that's untrue. Y'all let the white folks that sprouted up just a few thousand years ago tell y'all own history. Wrong. You wrong. So now, a brother like Chief Kutta, I'm not the first person to come along and shake shit up by no means. I'm not the first person to shake some shit up. But I'm the current person. And I'm telling you, everything you were taught was a lie. And I try to do my damnedest to come here to correct the lies and give y'all the truth. So you can feel some pride about your people. Because see, they keep telling you that your people was just some slaves that they brought over here from Africa. That's a fucking lie. It's a fucking lie. Guys, if I show y'all how treacherous the waters on the Atlantic Ocean was, you would know that ain't nowhere in the world them little wooden ass ships was bringing a boat full of Africans over here back and forth. Them little wooden ass ships could not make the travel, could not take it. Matter of fact, I'm about to start doing my I'm about to do my Great American Lie course. I'm not gonna do the Sumerian tablet course after this. I'm gonna go back to the Great American Lie. So I'm gonna start teaching the Great American Lie again, okay? But this is a precursor to that. You need to know that this is how melanated folks came to this land. We came to this land as descendants of Cain, and we came to this land as travelers with the Anunnaki. We came to this land two different ways. Two different ways. And when we got here, it was nobody here. Exactly, Cat. That's what I'm about to start teaching again, Cat. I'm about to start teaching it again. I want y'all to know the truth, man, so you know about your people and you know about your history. You need to know, man. You need to know the truth, man. You need to know, man. All this shit is a lie, bro. I swear to God, man. I'm not, this is why I taught the Anunnaki information. Because I wanted y'all to see that it was somebody involved in this other than God. See, when you start associating everything to God, then you lose out on what the real story is. See, God is real. We know God. I talk about God all the time. But I gave y'all a different perspective of God. I said, God is not a man. God is not this guy that they get giving y'all in religion. That God that they giving y'all religion is not the real God. The real God is the God of the universe. Not the God of earth. There's a difference. That's a big difference. There's a guy that you call the God of earth, and then there's the God of the universe. You just got to figure out which one you want to give your energy to. I give my energy to the God of the universe, not the God of the earth. The God of the earth is an advanced man. That's who you've been worshiping. And I showed you that. I've showed you that you've been worshiping Amun-Ra. I've showed you that the Christian religion is based out of the Egyptian civilization. I've shown you this. I've shown you that Enlil is the Hebrew God, that Enlil was the God of the Garden of Eden, and that his chosen people was his flock, and that he was the shepherd, was the master shepherd, which means the flock were his ewes, which became Jews later on. But originally, his chosen people were his ewes, his flock. We got to a different level in here, baby. We got to a different level. So today I show you that the Olmec were in fact the She-Ameru people from Ameru. I showed you where they came from, just above Canaan. Showed you where they came from. Ain't nobody did that before. All these dudes talk about the She-Ameru. They hate me because when I told them that the She-Ameru was that came from Africa. They hated me for that. Oh man, you a Pan-African now. You goofy. I just sat out here on the front lines fighting, representing America, right? Representing the American Indian. And then when I told these goofies the truth, they got mad. That's why I didn't fuck with them people, because them people ain't about knowledge and information. Them people are trying to create a narrative that makes them feel good. They want to create a narrative that makes them feel good. Guys, humanity all sprang from the same source. It sprang from the same source. So there's only one original story. There's no 2 and 3 different stories. What I'm doing is giving people the real truth. If you don't like the truth, man, run. Run from me. Take off running. Because that's what I'm giving folks. I don't say that the Mexicans was a sub race as a disrespectful thing. It's the truth. You can't run from your truth. You can't say you a root race and then we don't have no information on you in the original lands. Ain't nothing, and you ain't painted on a wall. You ain't nowhere because you are not a part of the original story. Just like the white man. The white man is not a part of the original story. Come on, not just the Mexican, the white man is not a part. He's not a root race. He's a sub-race. He's not the original Caucasoid. The white boy that we see today, that's not the original Caucasian. This is all the stuff that has to be taught. This is all the things that need to be taught. Retaught, reworked, relearned. So we had to work from the timeline today. We had to work from the timeline today because the Lost Book of Enki skips a lot of shit. Okay? So whenever I can deviate and give y'all some other game, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to deviate and give y'all that game. The Lost Book of Enki skips a lot of stuff. So I try to deviate to make sure I can give y'all that game. So I wanted y'all to know that Ningazita and Thoth fought over the Nile River Valley. That is where we get the split of the upper and lower Egypt. Enki stepped in to calm down all the fighting, and he asked Ningazita to go to other lands and start his own civilization. And that's when Ningazita went over to the Americas. He brought the Olmec, the people that we call Olmec, who's really the Shi Amuru, and these people helped him build Chichen Itza, Teotihuacan, and so forth. Then they went on over to Stonehenge in England. They built that. They went over to Ireland, and they built stuff in Ireland. They went all over the world. It was a global civilization. And we was right there. This is why we are so hated, guys. We are hated because still to this day, we possess something other groups don't have. It's a reason why we jump higher and we run faster. It's a reason why we're so talented musically. It's a reason why we have all these amazing talents and gifts. It's a reason why people are jealous of us. Because you got the essence of the Anunnaki in you. You got the ability to be greater than the Anunnaki. That's what is lying dormant in you. They don't want you to tap into that. They don't want you to tap into that and to strengthen it. Now, I want y'all to know that's where we going, though. I want y'all to know that is where we going with this class, okay? Eventually, we're going to build the UMF sanctuary. Eventually, we're going to build that UMF. Eventually, we're going to build the UMF sanctuary. Eventually, we're going to build the UMF sanctuary. And y'all know what we're going to be doing on this land? Ascension training. We're going to be training the spirit. See, right now, you're training your mind. That's what you do in my class. You're training your mind to understand, to know. That's what you're doing up in here. When we build a UMF and we have the sanctuary, then we're going to train our spirits. Teach my people how to meditate. Teach my people how to do breathing, how to do breathing exercise. Teach them how to meditate. Teach them how to manifest. Teach them how to do all of these things. This is what we're going to do out here on the land, fam. That's why we try to build a UMF. Re-education. This will be a deprogramming zone. You will be able to come out here to the UMF sanctuary and get deprogrammed. You can come stay for 2 weeks. You can come stay for 2 months. Shit, you can move in. But you will be able to come out here and you'll be able to deprogram. You'll be able to unlearn and relearn. You'll be able to tap in spiritually. You'll be able to feel some love. You'll be able to feel some vibrations. That's what we're trying to do, man. It's bigger than what people understand. This is freedom. If y'all want to be free, if y'all want to be free from society, this is the freedom we got to build. We got to build the freedom. You understand? So yeah, guys, we're going to bring it to a close. We're going to bring class to a close today because when we come back, like I say, I want to get into Marduk, his new reign over the Nile River Valley. And it's a lot of more stuff. It's a lot of other information that's got to come out as well. A lot of good information getting ready to come out. But I wanted to deal with that because I wanted to deviate and show y'all that Thoth went over to South America and became Kukulkan. You damn right. Hey, Leo, that's what we're going to do. That is exactly what we're going to do, brother. We're going to build a Merkaba. We're going to build a Merkaba. It's going to be unlimited in what we can do. We just got to train the spirit. We got to train the spirit. It's unlimited what we can do. That's why I'm trying. That's why I want to build it. All right. So shout out to everybody that represented in here today, man. Now look at this right here. Do y'all not see? This is that fez. Here's the fringes. You see the lines hanging down? That's how good these people were with their masonry. Look at the details in this thing. This motherfucker carved the fringes, man. Those are the fringes. That's what this overlapping thing is right here. Not a helmet. This is a hat. This is a Moorish fez with fringes. Take a close look at it. I told y'all the black Indians ran the Olmec off. Let me read something to you so you'll know I'm being real with you. This happened later on, but let me share this with y'all right quick. Nigazita leaves Central America. Native Mayas for the next 100 years revolted. Drove the black Olmec and their Sumerian bosses ever farther south and slew them. Did y'all hear that? This happened in 600 BCE. Listen to that. I'm going to read it again. Nigazita leaves Central America. Native Mayas for the next 100 years revolted. They drove the black Olmecs and their Sumerian bosses even further south and slew them. And that's why the Indians don't like the Moors to the day. Because see, when the Moors came over, they came over forcefully. And they started to build up their civilizations and started to impose their will on these black Indian groups that was already there. Y'all need to know the name America come from the Moors. America, America, Ka is the land. America. That's the original name for this place. That's where the name America come from. It don't come from no Amerigo Vespucci. It come from Amaruka. That means Amaru land. Okay? This right here. Let me show you. See at the bottom, he got Amaruka. That means Amaru land. That's what Ka means. Ba is the heavens. Ka is the land. Ba and Ka. America. We are the Amaru Khans. Khans. The Khans mean black. The Khans. Khans. That meant black. Amaru Khan.